The angels, this is the third or fourth reading you're going to see from me today. The others I recorded yesterday, the 23rd. Today is Christmas Eve, and I'm looking at the energy of today and tomorrow, like Christmas Day, because a bunch of you are wondering if you're going to hear from, so I guess this would be primarily for people who are in separation, or it doesn't have to be physical separation. I think it could be energetic separation. Like if you just feel like there's some distance between you and your person, they're not as communicative as they normally would be, or you're not, and you feeling like something's off. So maybe it can be for all of us. So wondering if things would be better for Christmas. So particularly if you're in separation, right, and you haven't heard from somebody, this does give them an excuse to contact you. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is you and they celebrate. And I'm using, again, the Kipper cards that my daughter just got me. We're starting with gifts. So I'd say he wants to give you something. I don't know that he will, but he would like to give you something. And it's not something cheap. It's not, this is something, or it might not necessarily be financially expensive, but it's something of value to him. Like it's something of meaning. So even if it's something like that he created himself, that doesn't have a monetary cost to it, it's still something very substantial. Wait a minute. Oh. Okay. So with this step, we're starting with the Queen of Cups. And we know that the Queen of Cups is like one of the highest or best cards in terms of, situations and matters of the heart, right? She is like the most nurturing queen probably in the deck, so much so that she forgets to nurture herself. So she's a little bit imbalanced in that way. If we want to look for the queen that sort of nurtures other people and herself, that's probably the Queen of Pentacles, who does it best. But the Queen of Cups, she's a lover. She's definitely a lover, particularly when she's upright. And she is. This may be an actual Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. You may be among those particularly whose masculine wants to give them some sort of gift or something. If you're a Queen of Cups, or you resonate with that energy, you don't have to be an actual water sign. Where there wasn't movement before, there is movement, and it's divinely guided. You see, it's coming from this creature he's like a cloud formation, but it looks kind of like a gecko. And so it's like a divinely guided movement where there had been stagnation. It could actually be communication. This may be the reason why there's been lack of communication or lack of movement. Masculine sort of fighting off his demons or or challenges, right? Meeting his challenges. And you might be feeling like he can't do much more. He can't take it anymore. But, he's at the 9, so it's ending. And he really would like, some sort of commitment or connection in the 3D. The Hierophant suggests that he would like it to be a traditional type of relationship, whatever level of relationship it applies to you. He would like it, in the traditional sense. This Hierophant represents the sign of Taurus most directly. Oh, but the reason I had said, okay, was because the King of Cups on the bottom. So the Queen of Cups on the top, upright, and the King of Cups was on the bottom in reverse. And in this deck, it looks like a divine offer, right, from God, from the universe, going to the king, maybe to share with you, is being wasted, is being spilled out. The tarot, traditional tarot meaning of the King of Cups is that he's somebody who's, so for applying it to love, he's somebody who's willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants, achieve what he wants, including, the mate or the type of relationship he wants. But in this deck, it's different because there's this divine hand here, and it's like, I'll help you. And this king is missing it. He's looking down at the ground. So he may miss the opportunity to contact you, actually. But let's keep going. That was just, like I said, a card I just happened to see at the bottom. And there's also the star is right in front of him. So there is a desire to connect with you, as the other cards indicated. Right? There's a desire. You are this star. He may see you as a star. You may be somebody who is somehow in the public eye. He may want to have a baby with you. There's a stork on her head. The star represents the sign of Aquarius. So he does want to connect, and you are like his wish fulfillment, and he just thinks the world of you. You know, you're a superstar in his eyes. It's not the same kind of bird. This is more like a seagull. And the universe is trying to give him an opportunity to connect with you, to do just that. He doesn't see it. Look at I don't know if you guys can see the look on his face, but he's like looking down and sort of sad. And he doesn't realize this hand is right above him, here's a new cup. So there may not be contact, but as I said, let's keep going. We know the Hermit is somebody who wants to return also, rekindle some sort of relationship of the past. Most directly a Virgo. So heavy earth so far between the Hierophant and the Hermit. Now we have the King of Swords. Maybe specifically a Libra Virgo. Knight of Pentacles, speaking of heavy earth. This one's upright. He approaches, but slowly. So he may not call today or tomorrow, or text today or tomorrow. Again, that doesn't mean he doesn't want to. The cards so far indicate that he does want to. But this is a very slow-moving knight. He's very methodical, and he'll make a plan first. So he'll be laying there meditating, trying to figure out a plan first. How am I going to do this? And this is after he's healed from some sort of heartache that he very possibly caused himself. You know, these dudes be out here breaking their own hearts when they walk away from the divine feminine. They don't realize it at the time that she's the one, you know, until they awaken to that fact. So, you know, they walk away. They think they can do better somewhere else, and grass is greener and all that. And they end up breaking their own hearts. This guy's literally getting inside his chariot. So it's like, the chariot's not moving. Nothing's been happening. I'm going to drive it. I'm going to get into the driver's seat, take control of the situation, and put some movement in. And look, the result is very good. We got the Lovers here. More Pentacles. So again, heavy earth. Also Gemini now. So we had the King of Swords, possibly a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. We had the Star, Aquarius, with the Hermit, Virgo. We had the Hierophant, Taurus. And we had the Knight and the Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Page could be an apology, an offer, maybe the gift. Eight of Swords in reverse. He's not as afraid as he used to be. He's kind of over that heartache that he caused himself, which is why we saw a moment ago the Four of Swords, and sort of laying back and trying to get all his strength back and to meditate on, how do I re-enter? You know, how do I fix this now? And we have a High Priestess in reverse. This is the divine feminine who he left behind. That she doesn't even see herself as the High Priestess anymore. He just left her so like, am I not good enough? Everybody else says I am. I don't see it. He left her like feeling out in the cold, ghosted, dusted. I didn't shuffle these. We have thoughts, opposite gift, and it's thoughts of the feminine. Thinking about courtship. These are the same cards that came out in my other readings that I'm putting up today, along with this one. Concern is a message of concern. Have I lost her? Is she with somebody else? Or has she been stolen from me? I've changed. I'm different. Is it too late? Am I too late? I talked about in one of my readings how I've been hearing that song "Sleeping in My Bed" a lot. So there's a situation where there is a masculine, somebody's masculine is concerned that, you know, his feminine is seeing somebody else or involved with somebody in another relationship or something. And I realized today that I've also been hearing quite a bit of similar theme. The song "I Don't Want to Know." That might be by 112, actually. Yeah, actually, I think that there is a part that Puffy does, P. Diddy, or he went back to calling himself Love, I think. I think there's a part that I think that's 112. I don't want to know if you're playing me, keep it on the low. My heart can't take it anymore. Like if she's seeing somebody else. And he's worried that she likes this other person more. Did I cut these? I thought I just cut these, but I didn't. Like, you know, this other person is better than me. Child, coffin. Child and coffin came up together too. Yesterday. And in that reading, I felt that this child had to do with the emotional immaturity that I believe it was the masculine was exhibiting in the reading. Something's dead, but not necessarily done completely because it's not buried. And the lights, you know, the candles are still burning. There's still a flame. And here's the message. So again, this could be an indication of a pause. This might be him acting childish or having acted childish that caused the problem, that caused the pause. Then something's been dead. You might thought, you know, and you've probably had breakups and stuff before, or pauses before, separations before. You might have felt like this felt more final. This felt more like it's dead. But again, this coffin's not in the ground yet, so it's not too late. And he is thinking about sending a message. Right? He got his stationery out. His phone's sort of off the hook, it looks like. Maybe like he started to call, but then he didn't. Got his stationery out the drawer. His ink pen here. So he's written a message that he's considering sending. And look, the next card is message of concern. It's in reverse, but the guy was concerned. I don't think there's any reversals in this deck. I'm just making note of the fact that it was in reverse. And it's to a female, to the feminine. So I think because somebody does actually send this message, and it's not a message of concern. Or it doesn't come through as a message of concern. It comes through as a positive conversation. All right, last deck. So we got the Two of Wands. This guy has the world in his hands, and he's like handing it to her. Like, I can show you the world. Like that song from Aladdin. I can give you the world. I want to give you the world is the message that's coming. Oh, look, it's the Nine of Wands was behind the Queen of Cups before. It was the second card in this deck, too. The Nine of Wands. Look at that. Oh, here's the Ten of Wands. So I think when I was looking at that one, I was saying something's the cycle's coming to an end because he's up to the 9. Here's the 10 too. So that would be the end of the cycle with the 10. The next card is the Ace. And talking about heavy earth, the King and Queen of Pentacles, both in reverse. So followed by the Queen of Cups again, who was on the top of the other deck. Very interesting. Somebody's made a decision. 7 of Cups in reverse. 2 of Swords in reverse. Again, another indication about somebody having made a decision. 5 of Swords in reverse. They don't want to fight anymore. 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Isn't this like sort of creepy? How all the cards are showing up the same. I mean, I have it a lot. Like, you know, that's why I use more than one deck, because I want that to be able to happen if that's what the guides want to happen. But it's been like almost every single card. So, not creepy bad, just creepy like, you know. Wow, what a coincidence. Got a Knight of Cups here, so need some water now. 6 of Cups is behind it. Knight of Cups for me often is like an ex or something that wants to come in. Sometimes he can be somebody who exhibits emotional immaturity. Like, we need to wait till he's the King of Cups for him to be balanced. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, someone likened to those traits or attributes. 6 of Cups, soulmate, someone from your past. You know, we're in Mercury's in shadow. Mercury's about to go into retrograde. So that could be it too. It could be time for these exes to come back in general. It's not tomorrow, but it's the 29th, December 29th. Mercury retrograde officially begins. But again, Mercury is in shadow. So after some shuffling, this Queen of Pentacles is still in reverse. Let's shuffle her again. So we know Mercury retrograde tends to bring exes and stuff back also. And bring on communication. Queen of Cups in reverse. I just put her there. Why didn't I remember she was there? She's followed by the Magician and the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands and that 5 of Swords. All of these in reverse. The Star. The 8 of Wands. We saw the 8 of Wands over here. Oh, okay, here's a new character. It's the Queen of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. 10 of Wands is back. All right. You know what? Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Let's pull 6. So what is the message from the masculine? And really, we're wondering if we can expect to hear from him today or tomorrow, for those who've been asking about that. I think I'm drawn to this one. Wealthy man. Maybe it's the guy that wants to give a gift. That's the masculine. And that's like Pentacles too. This might be like a King of Pentacles. He's concerned. He's still concerned. What else? Something about the pathway. Let's grab this one. A change. Maybe a change in the pathway. We were going apart. We were separated. We were going this way. Now we're going to come this way. There's a change. Are we in frame? I didn't even check that. I feel like the change in the pathway is tied to, I just heard another song in my head. It's going to distract me. So I'll try to remember that I heard that song. But I think it's tied to the whole new world. Because I just heard in my head lyrics to that seemed like they were talking about the pathway. Wait, I can show you the world. something shining, shimmery, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I've probably seen this movie a million times with my son. I used to call him Prince. How the little thing used to make fun of the Prince of Boo Boo, Prince of BB. I don't know. I used to do that to my son when he was little because his name starts with AB. When did you last let your heart decide? So he doesn't want her to be like the Queen of Swords that we just saw, where she's thinking logical, like this is not going to work. You and I both know we don't belong together, or this doesn't make sense, or you treated me this way, so I'm going to respond this way. He wants her to just listen to her heart. He needs to take his own advice, honestly. But I think the next line or the next, verse, something about going over, sideways, and under. I don't know the line that precedes that, but that's giving me like pathway, and like they've been all over the place, but this is going to be different. A new fantastic point of view. So not like the thing from before. This is a totally new pathway. It's changing, like it says, it's changing. And this change card, it's a 9. So 9s are about endings too. Like there's definitely an end to that last pathway that existed. I like that there's a car here also, because it is like they're gonna have to drive down some kind of lane or pathway, right? If you're in a car. So it's like just telling me that I was right, that they were connected. I don't know. I'm not getting any more lyrics. Maybe no more important, but that's not necessarily true. So if you want to look up the lyrics yourself, that may be a good idea. Or if you resonate with anything I just said, maybe you want to look up the lyrics yourself. The other song that popped in my head is Baby Come to Me by Regina Belle. So, I don't know if all of you know this, because Regina Belle, I remember this song being out when I was in college, when I was like 17, 18. And I know I have a lot of viewers that are younger than me. So I don't know. If you haven't heard it and you want to follow what I'm saying, maybe you want to look this one up too. Again, the artist's name is Regina Belle. The song is Baby Come to Me. It starts out, there's a silver moon shining on my bed beside my pillow. It lights the pathway. And that's why, as I was trying to talk, that song popped into my head, because I had looked at this light in the pathway. It lights the pathway to bring that man to me. But ooh, something tells me my words are going straight to his heart. So maybe she's being like the Queen of Swords, and the words are cutting like a knife in his heart. Or maybe they're doing something good. Maybe they're reaching that. Maybe they're reaching it, like the Queen of Cups would. Or since it hasn't happened yet, maybe you get to decide. Are you going to let your words reach his heart like the Queen of Swords, or the Queen of Cups if he does contact you? The next line is, something tells me you will be all mine. Come to me because I love you. I'm thinking of you. Then gotta have you. You got it going on. Something like that. All right, let me move on from this. 2 more cards. This pile looks like we haven't really touched it, so let's get one from over here. Courthouse. He may be thinking about, we had the Hierophant, maybe thinking about wanting to even like go to the courthouse and get married, or I may want to tell you that he's, getting a divorce. He's leaving the other person. Something like that. That may be the major change in his life that he needs to share. That he's available. He went to the courthouse. Or again, it could be like a justice of the peace sort of situation that he wants. Last card. Message of concern. So again, it could be something like he wants to lay something heavy on you, something wants to talk about something serious. Both of these cards equal 5. This is Courthouse is card number 23, and 14. Message of concern is card number 14. So both equal 5. In numerology, 5s are about change, even though this card is numbered 9. So I think the change again has to do with the pathway. And here we have a 35. So 3 and a 5. 3s can be about the need for patience, wanting to work with you, abundance, growth, expansion. Again, 5s are about change. Together, they're an 8. 8s can be about abundance too. Depends what numerical system one is using. Because as I've taught to those who were unaware in the past, it's a pre-math, for example, 8 means build, destroy. Like we're working together. So again, a 3 can be about collaborating and building something together. Either build, destroy means like we're together, we're working on this together, or you're with me or you're against me, basically. You're helping or you're hurting. So those are the meanings I got for that. Put the rest of these back. I don't know how I ended up with an overall energy of poverty now. Did I mention that before? That there was an overall energy of poverty? I don't feel like I looked at this. I don't feel like I saw these before. But these cards are back to back. 37 and 38. Poverty. So there's a feeling of lack, a feeling of loss. Maybe that's what his like without you, I guess. And you just feel like he's been working so hard. For some, he's physically been working so hard, like throwing himself into his work because he can't get his mind off you. Yeah. There was something else that had popped into my head, but I was talking. This is the part about like doing things, recording something completely live and having these kind of spiritual gifts, like hearing stuff and trying to talk and do that at the same time. But there was something about, it had to do with the song Baby Come to Me. The moon shining on my bed beside my pillow is lighting the pathway. The moon, yesterday was the Capricorn new moon. That might be why there's all of the earth energy. It might be because of the Capricorn new moon that we're going to experience this different energy. Anyway, right, there's a feeling of lack. And that maybe he's just been working so hard to no end, perhaps in his other relationship, perhaps, whatever, if it has to do with love. He's been just toiling, and it's not resulting in anything. Like this is going nowhere fast. This is like low labor, hard labor, manual labor, low vibe, low income. And that's what he's experiencing. Great fortune is behind it. That's where with you, there could be abundance, basically. And look, there is the man, female right there. That's the divine feminine. There's the marriage card. All right. So we'll put these to the side for the moment. Let me put them back up here. And we'll just see if we can clarify these with a tarot card. So for wealthy man, we got the moon. This has to do with the King of Pentacles energy. And that King of Pentacles energy, as I just said, is coming from the Capricorn new moon. So with the moon, there is stuff that you don't know. The universe is going to tell you as you need the information what you need to know. It's going to shine a light. There's a silver moon shining on my bed beside my pillow. You see how this moon has that shining light? It lights the pathway to bring that man to me. So, the wealthy man, he's a King of Pentacles. He may actually be, again, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone like into those traits or attributes. A provider type, a traditional relationship, traditional type, traditional kind of man, old-fashioned values. You're also meant to use your intuition with this situation. Like, what do you feel? Do you feel he's going to call you? There's been times when and coincidentally a King of Pentacles, when I you know, we'll be thinking it could be holiday, something like that. And maybe I'm in the shower or washing dishes, like doing something completely unrelated to love, and he'll pop into my head, and I'll go and look at my phone. And we haven't spoken in a year or two, whatever it is, but I go and look at my phone whenever I do, and miss call from him. So it definitely could be something like that. Like you don't expect it, but use your intuition. Are you connecting? Do you feel like he's gonna call? Then maybe he will. Let's see what concern might have to do with. So there's money. There's a long term. In terms of love, the Ten of Pentacles is a wonderful card. It's about stability. This wealthy man, this provider type, this King of Pentacles type could give it to you. Stability, security, long term relationship is what the Ten of Pentacles represents. Happy family, like they just, even in times of when maybe their accounts are lower than others, that they don't want for anything. They're very happy. They're just very stable and secure, and in it for the long haul. He could have a concern that maybe you don't want that. Like he wants that with you. That's what he's thinking about. Maybe you don't want that. I noticed yesterday, and these cards are brand new, but I just my first time like using them, all kinds of things were popping out. So I noticed that he had a peace lily on his desk. So I feel like he wants to make some sort of peace offering. He wants to make amends. He wants to fix it. That's what he's concerned about. Can I fix it? Because this is who I see myself with in the long term, the long haul, the long way. This person has been down for me, right? Or I could see that they would be. And this man that's sitting here, he looks like he's wearing the King of Pentacles robe. Just noticing that also. All right, let's see if we can get a clarification of pathway. It is a 5. So there's a change. It's the 5 of Swords in reverse. So we're going from like conflict, right? Upright, there's this conflict, or maybe one person conflicted about the other, or maybe, each conflicted about each other, or people conflicted about themselves. They're not knowing what to do. It's a conflict within. Whatever it was, it's in reverse now. It's over. All right, so there is a change, again, coming to this pathway and how we view it, our perception of it, our perspective, all of that. Clarification specifically of change. We're willing to take a chance now. This is the Fool. This is Aquarius energy. Aquarius is meaningful this week too. Is that where the Mercury retrograde is going to be? I don't know. I don't remember. Why am I thinking about Aquarius? I know for one thing, there was yesterday when there was the Capricorn moon, at the same time there was a square with Jupiter and Uranus. And Uranus is Aquarius's ruler, and it is located in Taurus. And I think it was in Taurus at 19 degrees. Any of these cards number 19? No. I think it was in Taurus at 19 degrees yesterday, if I remember correctly. And like I said, it was square with, or trine with Jupiter. Jupiter was at 19 degrees Aries, if I remember correctly. So Taurus, Aquarius, Aries. I don't know. Those are the signs that might be associated with this. But yeah, this card for me, the Fool, is very Aquarian. I don't know how other people perceive it, but if anybody's willing to take a chance and go off on their own and do their own thing, it's an Aquarius. And not care what anybody has to say about it. And, not be afraid or be able to like look past any fear that they have. So even if there's like a wolf, it's like, okay, I'm still going to pick my flowers. You're not going to stop me from having a good time. Uranus is retrograde. Aquarius' ruler is retrograde in Taurus right now. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But also what's interesting here is the 9. I said the 9's about the endings. So that's done. And then we start all over again. Now with the Fool. And that would be very supreme math. Because in supreme math, the 9 and the 0, the 9 comes before the 0. 9 is born, and 0 is cipher. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 in supreme math. So that's very, very interesting. And some of you may want to look up supreme mathematics and look at the numbers and their meanings. Maybe particularly 9 and 0, and get a more in-depth meaning of it than I'm giving right now. But basically, it's about a new beginning, which the Fool is also very much about. And the Fool, not only a new beginning, but it often has to do with something spiritual, like a journey, a new path. Courthouse. Hierophant. So it could be either. It could still be either of the things I said before. It's to get a divorce, right? Because Hierophant represents marriage, or it's because he wants to marry you, and maybe literally take you to the courthouse, the justice of the peace. Would you do that? I would. That's very well. I have a lot of Aquarius, so I'm like a risk taker. Let's go to the justice of the peace. Sure, let's do it. Let's see what happens. Oh man. The last one is message of concern. And it's the world. So the world isn't over, but a cycle has ended, and he wants to share that information with you. And I think it's interesting because I said that I pointed out that the pathway was 3-5, card number 35, and the world is card number 21, which equals 3. And I'm putting here, I'm using it to clarify card number 14, message of concern, which equals 5. 3, 5. There we got it. So cycle ending, he wants to share that information with you because with cycle ending, what does that mean? New beginning. Opportunity for new beginning. I don't really feel like we need to look at any more on this, especially consideration of the overall energy, which is another 8. It's the 8 of Swords in reverse. We know that that is like freeing yourself from whatever was restricting you and deciding to make a move. But let's see if this other deck will add anything to the messages that we've already got. So now joining the Moon and the Wealthy Man. It's the 9 of Swords in reverse. So this person is, had been very, very anxious about the situation, distrustful, may still be a little bit, but at least they're deciding, to begin to fight off their demons, fight back their demons, face their fears, and make a move. So it's more air energy. So here with the stability, I can show you the world. Here's the concern. I want this with you. Stability, security. We have another world also in reverse like that one. So again, the 10 of Pentacles. 10s are about an end of a cycle too. Doesn't mean the end of the wealth, but it gives way for an opportunity, a new start. Ace of Pentacles. And this is about a new beginning too. One cycle ended, and we're going to start a new one. Joining the 5 of Swords in reverse and the pathway. Oh, the Tower upright. Tower is card number 16, 7. I mean, for me, the major arcana cards are always about the divine, or karmic energy stepping in to do something. So this is karmic energy that's stepping in to make this change to the pathway. This is the divine, this is God, this is whatever you want, the universe, whatever you want to call it, that is stepping in to shake things up and change this pathway. Put you on a new path. There's a lot of fire in here. It could be tied to a fire sign. Sometimes the Tower gives me Scorpio vibes because it feels kind of like death also. I mean, the signs don't necessarily matter. I'm just sharing them. in case they matter to you. So joining change, and the Fool, which is also about change and a new beginning, a fresh start. Oh, wow. Another 10, and it's the Wheel of Fortune, which represents the planet Jupiter. I just talked about Jupiter and Uranus. Aquarius is ruler, so representing the Fool. This is Jupiter. Jupiter is also tied to Aquarius, actually, because it's tied to the fixed signs. So Aquarius would be one of them. Also Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. But this is about luck. This is about growth. This is about expansion. It's about divine timing. This is about abundance, good fortune that you will find on this new path with this fresh start. Joining the Courthouse and the Hierophant, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. So again, having moved beyond hurt, maybe letting the past go. We're ready to maybe enter a new relationship, make a new commitment, a different commitment, or end one, so that we can have a new one. Or end one and have a new one. Right? A cycle ends, a new one begins. And last but not least, joining the message of concern and the second world in reverse that we received is the Sun in reverse. So the Sun is one of those cards that, whether it's upright or in reverse, remember we also had the Queen of Cups in reverse as overall energy, whether it's upright or in reverse, it's still a positive card. And it's still a sign that you're likely to feel yourself just feeling more free than you have in a while. So again, for some of these masculine, because it's kind of like from the masculine perspective, right? What he wants to tell us for Christmas or Christmas Eve. And, I was also trying to get to whether or not he's going to reach out. Again, they do have a relationship that's ending, or a restriction, whatever the restriction was, whatever this Eight of Swords represents for them, that had involved some sort of heartache. It's over. So whereas they had been feeling restricted and trapped by it, imprisoned by it, now, if they haven't already, today, tomorrow, because this is, whenever you come across this reading, feel free to use it. I'm just trying to look at Christmas Eve and Christmas Day energy, but yeah, it can be timeless also for when somebody needs it, or when somebody's meant to see it or receive it, they will. Some of them are actually literally being freed from whatever had been holding them down, and that's why these worlds here. Like I said, for me, the major arcana cards are karmic energy, so they have things that are definitely going to happen. Whereas we have control maybe over the minor arcana. Like, am I going to accept that energy? Am I going to allow that to happen in my life? No, I'm not. I reject that one or whatever. This is stuff that's happening no matter what we do, at least in my opinion. And all we have control over it is how we respond to it, how we react to these energies. But cycles closing nonetheless, towers coming in nonetheless. Like, there's nothing you can do about that. Yeah, you can just respond. So the result is feeling more free. So which is a positive thing, right? Because we're talking about the Sun in reverse also. Also more information, right? The Sun always brings clarity. There's less clarity than if the Sun was upright. So you still may be unclear on some things. But like I said here, the Sun kind of mirrors the moon, because we have the mirrors. The moon is in the first placement, the Sun's in the last one. As I said with the moon, the universe or God, whatever you believe, spirit, the entity, the energy, is going to reveal what we need to know as needed, like in doses. So yes, you're going to get some clarity. It's not like the maximum amount of clarity that you could get. But you're going to get some. And this freeing feeling, you may feel more free, not more free than you have just been feeling like over the couple of days. This could be like freer than you felt in years. I mean, you could have been in a situation where you felt locked down, stuck, you know, trapped, inhibited, limited, restricted, whatever you want to call it, for years. And now you're coming out. So this is a big thing. It's Tower. This is not like a minor change. You know, you may still have to like work at bringing, you know, the freedom, you know, fully about, and, you know, put some sort of effort into it. It might not just happen completely by itself, but still, this is like an excellent and important time to try different things, experience different things that are out of your normal routine. And that includes relationships with people that maybe you've made prejudgments about, and you say, well, I can't fit with them, I can't fit with that. Like the divine feminine, that's often the case. With the masculine, he goes looking for what he perceives he likes about her in other people, because he can't deal or doesn't want to deal with the whole her. She would be out of the norm for him. So this is different things, including a relationship potentially with her. The sun is about, you know, strength. It represents the planet Jupiter again, and this sign of Sagittarius, which Jupiter rules. But the actual sun, at least on this planet, Earth's star, the sun, rules the sign of Leo. You know, so it's also a part of strength and vitality, or at least the way that I read it, and like expression. And I think that comes across by the little naked kids. I don't know why they're kids, sun babies. But I don't know. I get creativity. I get expression from them. Yeah. Wow. Now, specific to love, this can mean that one person or the other in the relationship or connection, or perhaps both, it can be both too, is likely, how do I want to say this? Like taking the other for granted, or taking the relationship for granted. And of course, that has to change as well, right? And as soon as possible, if the relationship is going to last and be like the Ten of Pentacles type of long-term, secure, and stable relationship that it's meant to be. If somebody considers themselves single, maybe you feel like you have a counterpart, but you haven't met them yet. I mean, the sun is like an indication that there's all kinds of possibilities and things out there for you, but you'll need to like keep a sunny disposition. The sun is in reverse. Like you need to keep a sunny and positive attitude, and you're likely to meet somebody, you know, that has, again, the makings for this sort of long-term, stable life partner type of relationship ahead. So that's what I have for you. If I had to choose between, are you going to hear from him or not, I'd say yes. I mean, we got the message of concern. You know, it literally says message. And we have the concern. We got the concern here. We got the message of concern here. So I think he wants to share his concern. And you will hear from him. Or at least most of you. Obviously, it's not going to resonate with everybody or for everybody. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I do appreciate it. Namaste.